Amara lived in a small, tightly knit city nestled between rolling hills and lush greenery. The City of Age was a place where everyone knew each other, and secrets were as rare as the sight of a rainbow during the dry season. Yet, despite the familiarity and community spirit, Amara felt isolated and alienated. From a young age, she was ridiculed for her appearance. Her face bore the marks of a rare skin condition that left her with uneven skin tone and a patchy complexion, which the citizens found unsettling. The children at school gave her cruel nicknames, and even some adults avoided her gaze. Her parents, though loving and supportive, could not shield her from the harsh words of others. They told her she was beautiful in her own way, but it was hard for Amara to believe them. Every day she faced taunts that made her dread stepping outside her home. The city school, a small structure with peeling paint and broken windows, became a battleground for her. It was here that her resilience was tested, and the struggle to maintain her dignity began. Every morning, Amara's heart sank as she prepared for school. She would wake up before dawn, carefully wrapping herself in long-sleeved clothing to hide as much of her skin as possible. But the stares and whispers never ceased. The final touch was the Carton mask she fashioned to cover her face. It was a simple rectangle with 2 holes for her eyes, held in place by a thin string around her head. The mask became her shield against the world, a way to avoid the piercing looks and cruel laughter. At school, the other children would often gather around her, poking fun at the Carton girl. They would mimic her walk, pull at her clothes, and sometimes try to snatch the mask from her face. Amara endured this silently, her heart heavy but her spirit unbroken. She avoided eye contact, kept her head low, and focused on her studies. The only solace she found was in her schoolwork, where she excelled despite the odds. Teachers often praised her intellect, but even their kind words couldn't drown out the taunts of her peers. Amara's mask sparked curiosity throughout the city. Whispers of "the girl who hides her face" spread beyond the schoolyard. The citizens speculated about the reason behind her constant disguise. Some believed it was a strange disease, while others thought it was a curse. The stories grew more elaborate with each retelling, adding to the mystique surrounding Amara. Children from neighboring cities would come to catch a glimpse of the mysterious Carton girl. They would linger near the school gates, hoping to see her during recess. Amara, aware of the attention, withdrew further into herself. She longed for the days when she was invisible, before the Carton became her identity. Despite her efforts to fade into the background, she couldn't escape the spotlight that her peculiar appearance had cast upon her. At home, Amara's family stood as her unwavering support system. Her mother, Neka, would often sit with her at night, combing through her hair and speaking words of encouragement. "You are strong, my daughter," she would say, her voice filled with conviction. "One day, the world will see beyond your face and know the beauty of your soul." Her father, Chike, worked tirelessly but always made time to listen to Amara's fears and dreams. He taught her resilience through stories of their ancestors, warriors who faced adversities and emerged victorious. Her younger brother, Emeka, was her constant companion, quick to defend her against anyone who dared to insult her. Though life in the city was tough, within their modest home, Amara found a sanctuary of love and acceptance. The arrival of a new teacher, Miss Tosin, marked a turning point in Amara's life. Unlike other teachers, Miss Tosin had a unique approach to education. He believed in nurturing each student's potential and took a keen interest in Amara. From the moment he stepped into the classroom, his eyes scanned the students, settling briefly on Amara's Carton-covered face. He didn't flinch or show any sign of discomfort, a reaction that was new to her. Miss Tosin's lessons were filled with stories of great inventors, artists, and leaders who had faced challenges but rose above them. He encouraged the students to find their unique strengths and excel in them. For the first time, Amara felt seen beyond her appearance. Mississippi Tosin's kindness and fairness began to thaw the ice around her heart, igniting a spark of hope within her. One day, Mississippi Tosin gave the class a special assignment to create something that represented who they were. The students groaned, but Amara felt a flicker of excitement. She had always loved art, spending hours sketching in the privacy of her room. Though she doubted anyone would appreciate her work, she decided to take a chance. For the next few days, Amara poured her heart into the project. She created a series of drawings depicting her dreams, fears, and the beauty she saw in the world around her. Each stroke of the pencil was a cathartic release, a way to express what words could not. When the day came to present their projects, Amara nervously handed hers to Mississippi Tosin, avoiding the curious glances of her classmates. Mississippi Tosin was astounded by Amara's artwork. He held up the drawings for the class to see, explaining the depth and emotion captured in each piece. "This," she said, "is what true talent looks like." The class fell silent, their previous judgments momentarily forgotten. Amara's heart raced as she watched the expressions of awe and admiration spread across their faces. The once dismissive classmates began to view Amara in a different light. Her talent had spoken volumes, breaking through the barriers of misunderstanding and prejudice. For the first time, Amara felt a sense of acceptance. Though hesitant, she allowed herself to hope that perhaps her worth extended beyond the mask she wore. In the days following the assignment, Amara noticed a subtle shift in her classmates' behavior. They no longer mocked her openly, and some even approached her with cautious words of praise. "Your drawings were amazing," said Ifeoma, one of the girls who had previously teased her the most. "I didn't know you could do that." Amara was skeptical at first, wary of the sudden change. But as the compliments continued, she began to accept that perhaps they were sincere. It was a new and unfamiliar experience for her, to be seen for her abilities rather than her appearance. Mississippi Tosin's encouragement and the newfound respect from her peers gave her a tentative sense of belonging she had never known. The annual school fair was approaching, and excitement buzzed through the city. This year, Mississippi Tosin suggested including an art exhibition, showcasing the students' talents. Amara's drawings were chosen to be displayed, a decision that filled her with both pride and fear. The thought of exposing her work to the entire city was daunting, but she trusted Mississippi Tosin's judgment. In the days leading up to the fair, Amara worked tirelessly to prepare her pieces. Her family supported her, helping to frame and mount the drawings. The night before the event, her mother hugged her tightly. "You've worked so hard, Amara. Tomorrow, the world will see your light." The fair also featured a cultural dance competition, a beloved tradition in age. Every year, different schools competed, showcasing their traditional dances. Amara had never participated before, but this year, Mississippi Tosin encouraged her to join. "Dance is another form of expression," he said. "It's a way to tell your story without words." Though hesitant, Amara agreed. She practiced diligently, learning the steps and rhythms. Her classmates, who had once been her tormentors, now supported her, offering tips and cheering her on. The change in their attitude gave Amara a newfound confidence, and she began to enjoy the rehearsals, feeling a connection to her heritage. On the day of the fair, the city gathered to celebrate the talents of its youth. Amara's art exhibition drew a crowd, with citizens marveling at her talent. As she stood by her work, she felt a mixture of pride and anxiety. However, during the dance competition, an incident threatened to shatter her newfound confidence. One of the bullies, determined to embarrass her, tripped her during a performance. Amara stumbled but quickly regained her footing, completing the dance with grace. The audience erupted in applause, impressed by her resilience. The bully's attempt to humiliate her backfired, as the city now saw Amara as not only talented but also strong. After the competition, Amara was approached by Chibis, a popular boy from another school. He had witnessed the incident and was impressed by her courage. "You didn't let him break you," Chibi said. "That takes strength." His words were a balm to Amara's wounded spirit. For the first time, someone outside her family and Mississippi Tosin recognized her inner strength. Chibi's support emboldened her, and she realized that the incident had not diminished her but instead highlighted her resilience. The events of the fair sparked a change in the community's perception of Amara. The citizens, who had once whispered about her strange appearance, now praised her talents and bravery. They saw her as more than the girl with the Carton mask. She was a symbol of determination and creativity. The transformation was gradual but significant. Children who had avoided her now sought her friendship, and adults who had once pitied her began to admire her. The city of H, once a place of isolation for Amara, started to feel like home again. Amara's journey led her to a profound realization about beauty. She began to see that true beauty lay not in flawless skin but in the strength, kindness, and talents that one possessed. Her confidence grew, and she no longer felt the need to hide behind the Carton mask. With each day, she discovered more about herself and the unique light she brought to the world. The community's acceptance was a bonus, but the true victory was Amara's internal transformation. She learned to love herself, embracing her individuality and the gifts she had to offer. It was a lesson that would shape her future and inspire those around her. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Amara received a letter from a distant relative she had never met. The letter was from her aunt, who lived in the bustling city of Lagos. She had heard of Amara's story and was moved by her resilience and talent. "Come to Lagos," the letter read. "There is a world waiting to see your art, and I will help you every step of the way." As Amara stood at the threshold of her new adventure, the bustling city of Lagos awaited her, promising a whirlwind of experiences that could shape her future. The letter from the prestigious art school had opened a door to a world far removed from the soaring rhythms of age. With her talent recognized on a grander scale, Amara was about to step into a realm filled with both exhilarating opportunities and daunting challenges. Would Amara's art continue to speak to hearts in the vast, vibrant city? Could she navigate the complexities of Lagos and hold on to the essence that made her work so unique? The journey ahead was filled with uncertainty and potential. What will become of Amara in Lagos? Will she excel and rise to prominence, or will the city's pressures dim her creative light? Stay tuned for part 2 of Ugly Girl, wear Carton to school every day to hide her face, where her path in Lagos unfolds, bringing new twists.